Hey, what is happening, folks? It's Jimmy G in the place to be, bringing you back another episode of The Good, the Bad, the Awesome, where we unbox, give my first reaction to all things pop culture. So when I see it, you see it, and if you like to see what I see, hit that like and subscribe button and get notified when we have new videos. Well, today is one of those days we have new videos, and we're going to go to the world of McFarlane, as well as the world of anime, to a new anime I just started watching, but it's not a new anime to you all, but it's a new anime to me. But then I noticed McFarlane came out with some figures for it, and so we're going to look at Bleach 1000 Year War. We're going to look at Ichigo and Ywach right here, and so we're going to look at these figures, see how they are, see what's great about them, and tell you if these are ones that you should get. So let's go to my unboxing station and find out how awesome these are. And so here they are, folks, the 1000 Year War Bleach figures, Ichigo, and I don't really know how to pronounce this name. I just started watching the anime. I haven't gotten to Bleach 1000 Year Blood Wars yet, so can't wait to get there. The reason why I started watching this anime is because everyone told me that Jujutsu Kaisen took its inspiration from Bleach, and Jujutsu Kaisen is one of my favorites, so I started getting into it. And plus, I love big swords, and I love the fact that McFarlane Toys is getting into the anime lines. I think they can do a really good job and give you some good budget figures for less than the cost of some of the import figures. And probably give you a pretty decent looking one too as well. And so far, with the open packaging and things like this, I think it looks really, really good. Love the clean look of this packaging. So for example, the logo, love it, looks great. Love the orange here. Then you got the animated person right there, looks really, really good. And this looks like a soft goods robe clothes here, so we'll see when we open it up. And then Ywach, that's how I'm going to pronounce it for right now, but if y'all can write it phonetically in the comments, that would be great. But again, there we go, the artwork on the back. Not much to these boxes and things like that, so we're going to take it out of the box, give you my first reactions, and kind of go through some of the posability with it, and give you some of my thoughts. So let's get them out of the box right now. Got them out of the box and here onto my table. And so far, first impressions, they do feel real nice. And yes, we have soft goods here with McFarlane figures. They rarely put soft goods with. I mean, the Bane, San Diego Comic-Con Bane had a soft goods coat. I've noticed in some of the collector's edition stuff, like with Captain Cold, he's got a soft goods coat. So they're starting to do that, which I'm digging. I think it's great. I think it'll give you more flexibility and things like that. But sometimes they can come off cheap. Like right now, just first impressions of his brown cape, it looks a little cheap. But we do get a soft goods cape and a soft goods outfit here. So what you get in the box, so we'll start with Ichigo's first. You get his S-word here, his sword. Really nice, made out of a soft plastic here. Mine has some blemishes right in here, but that's you know, okay. I mean, it's a $24 figure, so, you know, hopefully they could have done a little better with that. But we got the handle, everything looks really good, really nice big sword. Then we get two closed fist hands right here, so you can kind of take a look at that and see how that looks. All right, and then we get, of course, the obligatory little stand, and I believe we're going to need the stands for these figures because their feet are teeny tiny. And then, of course, you get the figure. And then with Yokai Watch here, we've got the Bleach. I love that logo. I think it looks so good right there. We also got his big S-word. Really, really nice. This sword seems to be a lot better. Again, soft sword here. Love the wings. Love the way it looks. Here we got two sets of hands. One's a closed fist, and then we got an open hand here too as well. And right now the hands that are on them are the ones that they would use to hold their swords with, to get people into the afterlife, or whatever it may be that they do. But really, really nice. I think you get some good accessories with it. So let's talk about the figures now. So we'll bring in Ichigo first in here, and so we can kind of get a closer look at him. There's the front, the side, goods here. This is plastic. The belt is plastic, but everything is soft goods on here. Love the paint details with his tattoos here on his chest, as well as on his arms and his wrists. Then you can kind of see the face too. They did a really pretty decent job on the sculpt compared to the animation on it, and of course his orange hair here. The one thing with McFarlane sometimes is their figures look like they got a little bit of a suntan here, so he looks a little tan with this, but love just this just feels good. This feels really, really good on here. And then from a height standpoint, what we're looking at for him, we're looking at right at about 7 inches, maybe 7 1/4 from a height standpoint. So it definitely smaller than this guy right here. So we'll set him aside and go through some articulations here in just a moment. But let's look at Ywach. Y'all are like, don't say Yokai Watch, just say his name. But here he is again, doing a really good. He's not as tan. He's kind of a little bit pale. But love, again, the hair feels really good. Doesn't feel cheap. The only thing that feels cheap is this robe here. But I love the weathered look of it here. But it would have been nice to have a little bit of wire so you can kind of shape this robe however you want to. I know you can run it yourself, but it would have been nice to have that included. But there he is from the front, from the side, from the back, from the side, and then from the front here. From a size standpoint, he is a tall dude, so we're going to take a look, and he is going to be close to 9 inches, about 8.5, 8 4/8, which is 8.5, 8 5/8 or 7/8 or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, very, very tall guy. I mean, when you're looking at the outfit, there's not a lot of it all looks clean. There's no overspray. The paint job looks really clean on it. So yeah, looks decent. Now, one of the things I'm noticing about these figures is most McFarlane have where there's a bend right here, where you can bend that ankle, the toe up, and this one. And neither does Ichigo here. Neither of them have toe bends. They're still supposed to have 22 points of articulation, and so we'll put him to the side. We'll do the articulation test here with Ichigo here. He's a little bit easier to handle because he's smaller, but you got the head that does turn, bobs up and down. You have the upper ab crunch, and then of course the lower ab crunch, the upper twist, and the lower twist right there. The arm does pop up. You can get that up there. You can 360, but the robe kind of prohibits that. So that's the one downfall of size is, yeah, you can't exorcist that arm, but you do get a double jointed elbow, and then the wrists are on a ball, so to speak, too, as well. And then the legs, you can spread them out, but again, you kind of run into, well, this is loose enough that you can almost Jean-Claude Van Damme it right there. And then you don't have any twist at the thighs. That's on purpose. McFarlane doesn't do that because he likes to be more realistic with that. But man, look at that bend right there on the knee. We can go up. We have a weird kind of like this kind of bend too as well, but we can go back a little bit, up and back, side, and then you got the rocking ankle here that goes up and down, and then doesn't go really side to side here. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it does not. But that's kind of the articulation you got with this guy. And what we'll do is we'll get him in some cool poses and stuff. But first, what we're going to do is we're going to compare them to some other figures so you can kind of see from a scale standpoint what they look like. But so far, pretty impressed with both of them. Of the two, which one would be my favorite so far? I think Ichigo right here would be my favorite. Really digging his outfit. Love his sword and things like that. I think with Ywach here, his cape looks and feels a little cheap. You can kind of see the sewing here is just not as good as it can be. But he does have something cool in his hand right here. But the articulation is going to be the same with this one as it is with this figure here. So let's bring in some figures for comparison, and then we'll get to some of my final thoughts, and we'll do the wheel of posing with them too as well. Okay, so you can see I've got a smattering of figures here. So we got a McFarlane 7-inch Rengoku. I figured I'd just go with everyone that had swords. We have a 3.75-inch Ahsoka Tano with her dual laser swords. We have a 5-inch Tanjiro with his final selection outfit there that I did a review on not too long ago. We got a 6-inch Black Series Star Wars right here with his laser sword. Then we have an S.H.Figuarts Renoa Zoro with all three of his swords there. And so this is how they compare to them. I mean, these guys are even bigger than the Demon Slayer one. So I'm assuming, hopefully they're going to come out with other Bleach characters, but I'm assuming that they're going to be more scale to Bleach characters versus any other McFarlane. But that's how they're going to look. That's how they look if you want them to play together in your own world of fantasy. So let's get back together and let's talk through my final thoughts. Back together for my final thoughts on these two Bleach 1000-Year War figures. So let's bring in Ichigo first. There he is. Probably the pose I'm going to keep him in. I may get this sword turned just a little bit more. There we go. Kind of like that. There we go. Like that pose. Just kind of just standing there holding a big friggin' sword. Pros on this figure, I love the soft goods outfit here. I think the overall detail in him looks really good. The cons are you don't quite have the articulation like you had in the other 7-inch McFarlane with the foot, as well as the my sword had some QC issues. Wish it came with some more hands, or I wish it came with different faces like Figuarts does. And I know McFarlane's starting to make figures that do have swappable faces. So yeah, I know you can do it. Todd, please make it happen. But overall, on a scale of good, bad, awesome for an anime that I'm just now getting into and I don't know much about yet, I give this figure a pretty awesome. I think it looks really, really great. I think it'll look good on anyone's shelf if you're a Bleach fan, or if you are a McFarlane Toys fan, if you're an anime fan in general. I think you would really enjoy this figure. Now let's get over here with Ywach. There he is. Probably the pose I will keep him in here. Pros, I do love the all-white outfit. His sword is one of my favorite things that he has. And he is tall and intimidating. My cons, this right here is a little cheap feeling and a little cheap looking. Again, no bend right here on this. And they got skinny chicken legs. That's the thing, too, as well. But this, yeah, there's no excuse for how cheap this thing looks here. I think they could have done a better job with that. But on a scale of good, bad, awesome, he's pretty awesome as well. And so if you are a Bleach fan, these are a must pick up. You can pick them up for $24.99 at Target. If you have a Target Red card, you can get 5% off. Amazon, other places like that. I may put a link to my Amazon affiliate store where you can pick these up. That's where you can pick them up. So if you do like them, I would say you'd be pretty happy. If you're, like I said, an anime fan, you're going to love it. If you're a Bleach fan, you're going to love it. If you are expecting perfection or out of your figures, then no. Maybe you go with s.h.figuarts or Figma or a statue or something like that. But for $24.99, I think you get a really good representation of these two characters. So that is all I've got to say about that. So tune in next time when we talk about something else, good, bad, or awesome. And make sure you maybe become a member of the channel, because it only helps, does not hurt, and all proceeds go back into the channel. Possibly give a super thanks thing. Thank you, Jimmy, for reviewing figures so that I don't have to buy them, or that I have to buy them. And so with that, I leave you and say, stay young, have fun, and be awesome. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye now.